It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tagovailoa. Not franchise quarterback. A forever Dolphins quarterback. Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Chris Sims can still go to hell, but maybe he had some points. Tua. Dolphins quarterback. Dolphins quarterback. Welcome back.
Oof.
You bet your ass, oof.
Oof.
I can't want this more than you, dude. Communication issues. Get the hell out of here. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Bob, what's your headline, dude?
همون قیمتی دیدم وقتی جلوت میذاره.
No, he's gone. Kendall, what's your headline? Pod there, Marcos? Kendall?
Yes. Hey, how you doing?
What's up, buddy?
First things first, what they were doing in those press boxes in Kansas City was not swag surfing. That was whitewater rafting.
Well done.
Also, I think we have to look. We have to look at how we're going to extend this window for this team. I don't believe Kirk Cousins is much better than Tua Tagovailoa, but I think if you were to trade Tua Tagovailoa, because we don't have draft picks, and you have to one of the other callers, you have to get ready so you don't have to get ready. Just stay ready and draft some guys that can learn under Kurt so you can bridge your way into the future. Because if we stick around with Tua and he's not the guy by the end of next year, then we're going to be like, all right, who are we going to find now? So I think you have to try to extend this window by getting draft picks, go younger. And I think Kirk is better a little bit. And,
he's literally lefty.
There.
He's literally right now, his resume is lefty Kirk Cousins. It's literally the same. That's exactly what Kirk Cousins is. Every year he puts up monster numbers. People are wondering if he's a product of Justin Jefferson, and nobody thinks that he can be the guy that takes you over the top. I don't see the point in bringing in Kirk Cousins.
I heard this same conversation before.
What?
You know who that conversation was with?
Yeah, when they wanted to bring in Kyle Orton.
No, that's funny. My dad with Drew Brees.
Your dad thought this about Drew Brees?
Because he didn't win early on. Right? It took, 4 years?
Yeah.
And he put up astonishing numbers.
I'll tell you I'll tell you somebody who everybody thought was a turd but's been polished. How about old Jared Goff?
Yeah.
Old Jared Goff.
Look at that, huh?
Everybody's like, oh, you've been banished to Detroit.
Yeah. And that was an interesting dynamic last night. They swapped quarterbacks.
Dynamic. Yeah, it was a great dynamic. Eminem's coming out and saying that Stafford owes him.
That's true.
It's brutal. I get it, man. Everybody's sad today. Going to be curious to see what Mike McDaniel has to say about it. Can you give me Tua after the game? This was Tua talking about the communication issues that plagued the Dolphins.
I mean, it's a team sport. We didn't come together the way we wanted to offensively. It showed tonight, and as the leader of that offense, I mean, it really started with practices. So, that's how we should have got things going, was in practice, with the communication, with knowing where we should be going in this loud environment. And then those miscues lead to delay of games. Those miscues lead to, okay, we can't change the protection. We don't have enough time, things like that. So it was just communication errors.
What do you make of that, Leroy?
There's some. He said something very important at the end, but he really wasn't getting sacked. Is that when you have to direct traffic as a quarterback, it takes away from your ability to read a defense, to make adjustments on the protection, change routes, or what have you. You do that 2 or 3 times, you get yourself in some bad situations and pivotal downs. So I get where he's going with that. That being said, it didn't look like, they weren't able to run the plays. It just looked like that maybe the plays weren't, and maybe that's what he's alluding to, is that he didn't have an opportunity because of the communication between everybody on the field to make the necessary changes that he needed to. But I've also been on teams where the coach recognizes that and calls plays accordingly. So it's much deeper than just that, right? There's a lot of things that go into successful offensive football, allowing and giving your quarterback enough time to make the necessary changes at the line of scrimmage, the necessary route adjustments, protection adjustments, play adjustment. Yeah, go ahead.
For him this year, like, one of his really great qualities, to be fair to Tua, is, man, he got the ball out like lightning this year.
Yes.
And dealing with a lot of, like, it's very admirable what that line did, because they had a lot of different starting lineups, but I don't necessarily know that they're good, especially in the middle of the year when you started starting Liam Eichenberg at center. Do you what did you think that was, where like they stopped going towards these just quick passes down the field? Because like these plays to the sideline just feel like they're so slow developing, and just they never felt like they worked out.
The short answer is this: is that when you see a team pack in the middle of the field, you go, let's get the ball outside to our playmakers and let them make plays out there. However, if the defense pursues to the ball really well, they have that amount of time to get to the ball that the ball's in the air. And so it looks a little muttered. The right thought process, but you kind of had to do it a different way. And so Mike McDaniel likes to use all of the football field, whether it's with runs, he runs inside, he runs sweeps, he runs outside, he does a lot of these things. But you need to have something in your game plan, something in your playbook that if things are not working out, this is our go-to set of plays where we can have success with these plays, no matter what the defense is, no matter what, and I can't say that they didn't do that, right? But again, to me, every second half, it looked as if though the defense has made adjustments to combat what you did in the first quarter and the second quarter, and you didn't have a counter to those adjustments. I made the point against Buffalo that one of the things that they did, they had to open up one way, toss it back the other way. Their adjustment to that was just to toss it front side. So open up and toss that way, right? Without fully understanding that maybe this very aggressive defense is still going to fall for the same play.
Right.
And you never went back to it. Something as simple as that is that your adjustments are playing into the hands of the defense and not making them think or work. Because the best thing for an offense is to have a defense looking, right? So that means they're unsure what you're going to do, so they pause. All you need is one step. All you need is one step the wrong way from a defender, and it gives you an opportunity. And it didn't look like anybody on that defensive side of the ball the second half, they weren't hesitating at all. So that's kind of where this thing is. Now you can add the Tua aspect of it and all these other things. But if you fix that right there, we having a different conversation about Tua.
Here's Tyreek Hill after the game. He says the Dolphins need to stop being front runners.
Unfortunately, man, every locker room is going to be different every year, man, because salary cap, obviously, and, guys wanting to get paid other places, man. But I feel in my heart, if this team was to come back together, this is the right group of people, to win a chip, man. Like, we got everything, what it takes, man. You can see defense, they came along, and as an offense, we got to be able to put drives together and help those guys out, man. We just can't be a bunch of front runners. And, next year I feel like we'll learn from it. So
there you go. Tyreek Hill.
He's right. He's right. Look, there's certain kind of football players, right? Or athletes in general. There's guys that, I'll use this as an example. There's guys that love to put that turnover chain on. Look at me, right? And then there's guys that don't care about that. But when the times get hard, they care about, pushing through.
Yep.
And persevering and finding a way. And I think that there's a lot of celebration when the team's doing good and scoring 70. But the most important football is the 3rd and 1s on the 5-yard line where you punch it into the end zone.
Fair to ask if they got a little bit too full of themselves because of Hard Knocks and the star power of it. People have wondered, was that going to be a detriment to the team?
-1 his ass for trying to get me. -1.
-1.
Yeah. Nice try. Nice try. Nice try. But I will say this. That is very show pony-ish like in front running, to put on a show for the cameras.
I think Mike McDaniel, like if there was somebody, if I were to accuse anybody of show poniness on Hard Knocks who liked the limelight a little too much, I think it was McCoachin.
You asked for it.
A little too much.
You asked for it.
And let me tell you something now, Mike.
If you keep going, I'm going to just keep hitting your ass with -1s.
Mike McDaniel, I better not see your ass at one basketball game this year, dude. You better be in one place and one place alone this entire offseason. And that is
adjustments room.
No, he needs to exactly
halftime adjustments room.
The lab. That's where he needs to be. He needs to be in the lab all off season long. And you want to know something? Right. I want you stuck in there with Fangs, and Fangs is going to play nothing but 70s music.
You know what sucks about this? The other thing that sucks about this is this. And I believe this. You have everything in that building to win. It's just a matter of kind of getting it all going, right? Whether it's new coach, new quarterback, injuries, or whatever it is, you have the talent in that room. The defense showed me a lot this year, even with all of the injuries they had. You're talking about 3 top pass rushers, right? Secondary banged up. Hell, you had Eli Apple out there, right?
Oh, it was crazy how the defense. I don't know. I don't know how they made that a manageable game.
Right. And that's the thing that
I will say that roughing the passer on Mahomes was so
my God.
Get out of here, dude.
They
missed the hold on that play too, by the way.
So garbage. Like it was such a flop. Christian Wilkins did nothing to him. He's fine. And then you want to know something? You really care about his safety. His helmet literally cracked like an egg. I've never seen that. And they let him play through it. They didn't make him swap out. They didn't make him take a timeout for it. It was ridiculous that they call these roughing the passers complete garbage. Nah, it didn't matter. They weren't going to win, but I mean, still.
Yeah.
Annoyed me.
Not with calls like that.
Not with calls like that, dude.
Let me ask you this. Because this is disappointing. And like, I'm a Dolphins fan, but a different type of fan, right? Like, I just, like, I want answers. Like, and it's hard to be a fan like that when you can't be rational.
Well, with Mike McDaniel, you're going to get long ones.
That being said, as promising as the playoffs were going into this weekend, there was a lot of disappointing football. A lot.
From the Dolphins?
No, just from football.
Oh.
I mean, CJ Stroud lit up the Browns.
God, he's good.
What Green Bay did to the Dallas Cowboys in their house. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I know. Jordan Love, same draft class as Tua, sat for
Love,
3 years and already has a playoff win.
Remember they wanted to, is Jordan Love the guy? Like, I just, as much, like, I get what everybody's saying, right? But a quarterback that wins in his first couple of years, those are anomalies. And you're trying to get your quarterback on that same level, you know, and say, why can't we have that success? You got to be careful with that, because those situations, like, keep in mind, Tua didn't take over for a 13-3 team, right? Patrick Mahomes did.
That's fine. Look, I don't think it's fair to compare anybody to Mahomes. First of all, Mahomes is the best. He's not Mahomes. Duh.
Right.
He's not Mahomes. I got to be honest. Nobody's Mahomes in that league.
Correct.
You know, Mahomes, this Travis Kelce out here, man, you want to talk about too big for their britches, Miss Old Stonehands all of a sudden. Like, nobody's Patrick Mahomes.
It's
like,
hard. Yeah.
You know, nobody is Patrick Mahomes, but he's at the end of his rookie deal. Like, it's, you know, like, you can't say the Dolphins, though he has been through a lot, and he has gone through that. He's gone through the adversity. We're at the end of that point now. The story is great. The rehabilitation has been there. Statistically, he did great stuff this year. Now it's like, okay, now you're a veteran quarterback. You're going into year 5.
Okay, but question. Will we feel different about this if this was year 3?
But it's not.
No, but it's not. Here's what I would say. It's not his doing. That it's not year 3 and it's year 5. It's not. For the first 2 years, he had a guy here that didn't want him here. Does that play a role into it? Or are we just gonna? This is your 5th year tour. You should have been winning. No.
Tested already though. Like, it's
okay. I understand.
I'm talking about what Brian Flores did to him anymore.
No, okay. But I'm saying it from this standpoint, not from any other standpoint other than this. He's gotten 2 years of committed football from the organization, but we're treating him like this is his 5th year. If he had gotten the same commitment the first 2 years, I'd buy it.
Yeah, but some guys don't get the middle of the career fix. A lot of guys are cast aside. They're like, okay, done. Look at Fields. See you, dude. Zach Wilson, see you, dude. Like, a lot of guys don't get that.
And Justin Fields hasn't had the success Tua has.
No, he hasn't. But
okay.
But you can't say we're not going to roll back retroactively and say all of a sudden Tua is a 3rd-year quarterback. He's going into his 5th year.
Okay. All right. Look, all I do is when I have these conversations is have the conversation about what actually happened and not just make it up to fit your point. If you want this to be his 5th year, if you think this is his 5th year.
It is his 5th year.
Hold on. Let me finish. If you think that this is his 5th year and he's had the same opportunities every year to be successful, then get rid of his ass.
Leroy.
But if you're gonna look at the situation and say, okay, this guy has truly been a starter for 2 years. And look at it from that. He didn't do anything for those 2 years to warrant what he got. Nothing. But we're still going to hold him accountable for those 2 years? You don't think that's a little, like, ridiculous?
Hold on.
You are.
Hold on. Nobody's holding him accountable for 2 years. We're holding him accountable for this year where the team came up short at the end.
Okay.
You can't say that he had a great last month, Leroy. You can't. You can't.
Wait, I've never said. Wait. I never said that.
I didn't say that but like, no, if your argument is we're treating him like he had his team in position to be the 1 seed, failed. 2 seed, failed. Goes up against the Bills, team defense with half of it hanging on by a limb. They put him in position to win the game. Can't do it. Goes out to Kansas City, throwing balls into the stands to fans. Let's just talk about this year.
Okay.
He had everything set up for him, the number 1 offense, and he pooped the bed. And so did the coach.
Like, I get everybody wanting to put this all on Tua. That's fine. I'm not fighting it anymore. You go ahead.
No, but we're not going to.
But let me tell you what I do. When I hear stuff like this, and you just ignore the big picture, and you just put it all on the quarterback failing, I look at it and say, I wish nothing but the worst for your team.
But Leroy,
I wish nothing but the worst.
How many times
you deserve everything you get? If that's what you think, that the only reason why these Dolphins failed was because of the quarterback, you deserve failure, and I hope you don't go to the playoffs for another 30 years.
Fine. That's fine. You can say that, but like, we're going to continue for forever for Tua's career.
No.
He had hard circumstances for
I'm not saying that.
Like, other guys haven't had that.
I'm not saying
Tom
that.
Brady was a 6th-round pick.
I'm not
like,
saying,
come on.
I'm not saying that at all. Okay? But what I'm saying is we're sitting here, you want to put this is all on Tua.
It's not all on Tua. I'm putting it, honestly, more of it for me is on McDaniel. If you want to go blame pie,
okay, that's fine. Okay.
The coach gets more of it than Tua does.
Then
but I'm not going back anymore and saying, hey, Tua had his feelings hurt by Brian Flores.
No,
Dude,
I'm
got
not
over that hump.
You hold on. You don't have to wait, you clown. You don't have to exaggerate. He's exaggerating the circumstances to like, I didn't say to wait, what did I ever say? Brian Flores?
Hold on, no. You said we got to treat him like a 3rd-year quarterback because he had crappy circumstances to start his career.
No, wait. Well, hold on. You don't think the circumstance in which Tua was playing under Brian Flores that was helping him or hurting him?
How many times do we get to? How much time does he get to lean on? I had my feelings hurt early in my career. How much?
That wasn't feelings. He was actually playing defense against his success.
Dude, how much does he get to lean on that?
I'm not saying he gets to lean on it at all. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to say, okay, we've seen enough of this. This is 5th year. We've had, without even looking at all those circumstances, then I don't think you're being fair to the situation. That's it. Because there's a lot of things that have to work out.
Sure.
Who you want to replace him with? He replies, Kirk Cousins. I said, the same Kirk Cousins that everybody laughed at because he couldn't win a primetime game. That's who you want to replace him with? Do you remember those conversations?
Literally,
now he's good enough now.
I literally think that's what Tua is right now. I think Tua is the lefty Kirk Cousins. I think that's what he is. I think he's new Kirk Cousins. That's what I think he is right now. Maybe he'll get past that, but right now that's his grade. He's Kirk Cousins.
Okay. And
that's what he is. What are you doing over there?
Who, me?
No, Marcos. What are you doing? Office work? You're like not paying attention to the show. You got like papers shuffling over there. What are you doing?
No, wow, I'm sorry. I didn't expect you to look. It's been rough taking this Dolphins loss, dude. It really has. So I've kind of just been writing down my feelings more or less.
What are you journaling?
No, I mean I'm writing a letter essentially. Like, I don't know if I ever send it necessarily, but I'm kind of writing a letter, just getting
send it like Pat Riley sent that letter to D Wade.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's just I got some unfinished business with this team, and it's like, what better way to get it out than just to write it to get my feelings out? I'm sorry, I didn't
want to share some of your musings of some of your writings.
I mean, okay, yeah, I can do that. Hold on. I think if you're gonna read a letter, probably best if you do it under some music, if I'm not mistaken. So
What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, dude, I got no problem. I can read this to you. All right, man. Here we go.
My team's gone cold, I'm wondering why. McDaniel made that call. Tua tries to fit that window, but they can't catch the ball. Eli Apple on my screen so bad, so I watch it basketball. It reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Here, Mike, I'm writing this just to tell you this is awesome. We almost had it last year, but I blame Skylar Thompson. Tua's in jiu-jitsu, man. I wonder what they taught him. I will leave my selling email at the bottom in case you want to chop it up about what plays to call it autumn. Super stoked for Fangs. It's a shame about Ramsey. Did you ever think Xavier and Howard would be our man B? You see the Bills fighting, dog? This is our year. Speaking of Bill, I bet Belichick is living life in fear. He knows Mac Jones is in the driver's seat of his career. Aaron Rodgers out here in the dark being weird. The AFC is ours and it's never been so clear. 20 years with no playoff wins, that's in the rear. This is the last time that I end the year in tears. Anyway, I DM'd you. You probably missed it. Call me when you get this. I just bought my season tickets.
My team's gone cold, I'm wondering why. McDaniel made that call. Tua tries to fit that window, but they can't catch the ball. Eli Apple on my screen so bad, so I watch it basketball. It reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Dear Mike, I had to write this while I wait for your reply. The season's been amazing, man. I cannot even lie. 6-2 by week 8, man. How time flies away. The cheetah moving out here like he got 9 lives. What is it? 8-chain or 8-chan? I call him whatever. Longest feed him is the game plan. Chris Greer at the helms, man. I know the team's in great hands. Nothing can go wrong. Support my team like a great fan. Yeah, Raheem Mostert in my home on a poster. Can't believe they did a celebration roller coaster. You worry about Reek, I got Waddle in the holster. We react the same when Javon went coast to coaster. I know so far against good teams that we're an over. We got time to show them we'll be laughing when it's over. My girl said don't do this again. I told her we gon' show her. I'm drunk on hype and high on life and I ain't getting sober. Oh.
My team's gone cold, I'm wondering why. McDaniel made that call. Tua tries to fit that window, but they can't catch the ball. Eli Apple on my screen so bad, so I watch it basketball. It reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Hey, yo, Mike, I hope you heard my voice notes. I hope you listen. I don't understand how you lost the damn division. How you make me hate Hard Knocks? That must have been your mission. Second half adjustment just said put you in submission. I don't know about Tua, but they better pay Christian. Look, another screen pass. I don't understand the vision. Look, I ain't mad hurt. No, really, I'm talking mad hurt. How you gonna make me watch Taylor Swift swag surf? Not to mention, we got here losing to your dad first. All because you couldn't draw a play to get a damn first. I mean, really? The Tennessee Titans? In Tennessee Titans, that guy don't even coach no more. We should try him. Steven Ross, send some of your money, we can buy him. Man, I'm hurt, dog. And I was on top of the earth, dog. How I get here from the greatest show on surf, dog. Why my team playing softer than a little dirt ball? The longest streak without a playoff win, and now we first, dog. The longest streak without a playoff win, and now we first, dog.
Oh my goodness.
That's what my letter said.
Hey, I gotta tell you. Hey,
You know what?
hey,
Take it, dude. I'll take it.
hey.
I'll take it. I need it, dude. I need whatever left. Did you see my actual note, Leroy? Did you see it?
I'm sad.
This guy's good. He's good. Nice job, Frog Boy.
Hey.
Wow. So sad, dude.
It's Monday. It's Monday, 11 o'clock. That's less than like 2 days.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was driving to work today, editing the audio. I probably shouldn't have done that, but not too much traffic.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, don't do that. That was dangerous.
No, allegedly I did that.
All right, we'll take a break. Leroy's game balls and game bums are next.